Greetings from Scouse Farm. I am delighted, absolutely delighted to be with you from Astley Green, Lancashire Mining Museum. And I am a fan of mining. Not like I don't do it myself. I don't dig holes in the garden. Well, I do to plant cabbages, as you know, but not looking for precious metals, coal and whatnot. But I am in the Lancashire Mining Museum, and a friend, not a friend, but a guide, someone I've just met today who's, well, technically a friend now, has agreed to help walk around and show us what we've got on site here in this wonderful museum. And his name's Colin. He won't be going on camera, he'll just be standing near me, and we're going to go in here first. Look at that. And I want to go inside because the wind is howling outside here and I don't want it to affect the mic. So look at that. What does that remind you of, viewers? For those who've been here before, remember that big water wheel that was outside the back of the flats in Egbert? That's a much bigger version of that. And I'm with Colin now. Hello Colin, you alright?
Hello, yes, good, thank you.
So if do you want to take us up into the engine room first? Is that the best place?
Yeah.
Let's go, mate. And as I've done no research on this, I've wanted to come down here a while ago, but it's the weekend now and it's not open every day. So you can see some little mock-ups there of parts of the mill, I imagine, from the past.
The wheel here is a memorial to the last significant accident on the Lancashire coalfield, which happened at Goulburn Colliery.
So the last significant accident was at Goulburn Colliery, yeah. And that's the headgear pulley from that colliery.
From Goulburn, yes.
Between 1880 and it looks like out of service in 89.
Yes.
Right, and that's a memorial wheel, that's why it is placed. And as you can see now, we're closer, you can see how tall it is. It looks to be about 25 feet tall from here. I don't know how. Now we're here, look. That is quite a tall wheel, a little bit bigger than the one out back of Egbert. And we're going to go up now into the engine room so you can see the inner workings of what was an active coal mine. But like most coal mines in the north and the northwest of England and even the northeast, not many, if any, are actually operating anymore. I'm not sure if there are any, but certainly no significant ones. And oh, the smell, that's proper industrial as soon as you walk in. And this is in memory of Cliff Graham and Terry Donnelly, who gave so much of their lives to this engine. And Colin will now let us know.
Yeah, this engine was renovated and rebuilt over a period of about 20 years, and now will operate, but we work on compressed air as opposed to steam.
So this engine, you can see, viewers, this massive, apparently the world's largest engine, is that right?
It's now the world's largest mine winding engine, yes.
The world's largest mine winding engine, if I've said that correctly. And it's now powered by compressed air. Look at the size of that beast. Oh my God. And the smell, obviously it's not smell-o-vision, but this just smells like oil, grease, but in a nice way, if that makes sense. It smells, you can smell the history in this here mining engine room. And I think, is there a racetrack around here? That sounds like Formula One.
I don't know what it is.
This honestly sounds like Formula One car going past around here.
Could be. Certainly trials bikes and things.
See, that sounds like there's something going on, but look. And this is what's that Cronton branch there? What's that?
That's just a banner from another pit.
Another pit?
Yeah.
That's what I'm zoomed in on now. Unit 8. And this is the engine room as was described. And
so this is a 4-cylinder, a reciprocating steam engine, which drove the drum at the bottom there, which had cord wrapped around it. As it rotated, it wound cord on at one end and off at another end. There's a second window you can't see from here.
And that's the drum, is it?
Yeah.
The thing I'm pointing to, the big thing in the middle.
And they went up to the top of the pit head and then down into the shaft. So the cages would transverse in the shaft as you forward and reverse.
I see. So this is the drum, and it's wound. And when we go outside, viewers, you'll see the massive, what is it, mill head?
Yeah, the pit head.
The pit head. Yes. There's a pit head outside. This is a big the big tall thing, and that would use the ropes or the chains or whatever it was, pull it up, the rope, and then that would go down into the shaft via the cage, and that was 2,000 feet down. Was it meters or feet?
2,000 feet. It was half a mile.
Half a mile down, that'll do in old money.
Yeah, the equivalent of 5 Blackpool towers, one on top of each other.
Wow, 5 Blackpool towers, one on top of each other, down into the ground. And that's how far the miners would go in that cage, and the coal would then come back up to surface. And Colin is now
the rope which
showing
would
the
have
rope.
been wrapped around that drum. It's a braided steel. The miners
I was going to say, that's not rope,
it's a
that's got
braided
metal.
steel rope. Yeah.
So it's rope on the inside, and this
Yeah.
is the steel on the outside.
Yes. Well, no, it's not rope at all. If you look at the core,
Oh, my word.
it's completely steel.
Oh, so you've called it rope, but it's actually completely metal, just different.
Yes, it is.
Like a tree ring in the inside, it just gets one on top of the other, but that is absolutely solid.
Yeah.
Viewers, if you get clobbed on the head with that, you'll know about it.
Some weight in
It's
it.
ridiculous. And I'll walk around and keep Colin's face off the camera, but I'll walk around the this little. I won't stop for long because we'll be here for ages, but you can just see, if you are in the area, I'll let you know on the way out. It's near Astley Green, just off the East Lancs Road from Liverpool towards Manchester, and it took me from Huyton 45 minutes start to finish to get here today, just for reference. And all of this, you could, when you do visit, you can read all of the history and see all the examples of some of the previous workings of what was an active, massive pit. As you say, what was it, 5 Blackpool towers?
5
Yeah, which went 5 Blackpool towers down into the ground with people, and then back up with coal. And there's some of it from at closure in 1970. So this was operational by the look of it until 1970, and that is where we are now, and that is where we're going to come out and look at. So that's the
pit head.
the pit head. I keep forgetting the name of
And
it.
these are the boilers.
The big wheelie thing.
The chimneys which would have provided the steam.
And that is where this the boiler house, and that's the steam that powered all of this in here to get it to there to go down. And now all of that's been replaced with compressed air because they can still use it. And if you are here on the last Sunday of every month, the engine is fired up at around, is it the same time? 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock on the last Sunday of every month, if you're here, this behemoth gets fired up so you can see it in action, which would be fantastic. So for those interested in mining history, that's this is the place to be. So is it worth walking around and go back out the same way, or?
Either way.
Yeah, you can go either way.
Go that way, you'll get a shot of the pit head.
Happy days. So we'll just walk you around now and give you a few close-ups of the this engine. Look at the workmanship that's gone into this. It is staggering. The thickness of the metal. Universal Metallic Packing Company. And the brasswork, and I just love it. All of these touches, not only the utilitarian and built for a purpose, they've also thought about beauty when they put these things together, and they're certainly staggering to look at to me. I just love it. All of the gear works, the pistons, and again, without harping on about it, the smell is just brilliant. Oh, just got a little startle there. I didn't see this fella, and I didn't know he was. I thought it was just some bloke sitting there scratching himself, but it's not. I hope it's not anyway. I'm still a bit scared of this thing. Speak to me if you're alive. You all right, mate? Oh, he's dead, so he's had it. But that is quite staggering. I didn't expect to see that. Got
Our chief engineer.
He's our chief engineer, is he? Yeah, sitting down on the job. But yeah, he's been thinking ahead, because I reckon he had a mobile phone there. What do you think? You can stick an iPhone there. He's thinking ahead of his time. He knows something we don't. On that, let's walk around to the front, and apparently we can get a good view of the pit head. See, I remembered now, the pit head. But the building in and of itself, with the tiles and things, and these massive windows, to me it looks like it would be like an old sauna or a baths, you know, like a Harrogate spa bath and a swimming pool down here. It's the same styling to me, but it looks that way to me anyway. Oh, look, just look at that. Nearly walked past it. There's the big, is that a piston or a rod or something? What would you call that? This big massive thing?
That's the axle that
The axle.
turns the main drum.
That turns the main drum.
Yeah, so this is the reciprocator.
Look at the size of that wheel there. And there's all of the drum behind it. And inside you can see some more of the gearing. It's just fascinating, this industrial heritage that we've got, which is sadly no longer in use.
350 tons.
350 tons?
The whole thing.
That's what it weighs?
Yeah.
It's just, you can't even think, can you? You can't even like put it in perspective how massive these things are and how old they are basically, and how intricate it was to be putting things like this together like a long time ago. And it's still windy out there, but hopefully it doesn't hit the mic as soon as I pop out. And we can see now where I'm coming out. Now it started raining, surprise surprise, but let's have a peep up here at the pit wheel, which is huge. And we'll go down, and I think there's a visitor centre, and there's also a bit of reference to Fred Dibner, which will be explained in a minute. Might as well come down here. It's raining. Nice one, Colin. Oof. Watch your step on the way down. And if you're scared of heights, the steps are see-through, so with the stairs. Ooh. And there's also over there, there's a mock-up cottage which shows what the miners' cottages were like for the people who worked here. We've even got a little train. Is that a train to take? That's the coal train, is it?
It's the first
A Robbie
model of
Coltrane
train that was designed to work subsurface.
The first train designed to work subsurface.
Yeah, diesel engine.
A diesel engine train. Okie dokie. And we'll walk down to the centre. I think, is it by that phone box, is it? Is it by that telephone box? Whichever the cottage or this one there.
And
Go over there, yeah.
the lamp room is to the left.
And the lamp room. So I'm covering if you see my hand come in from the left, viewers, on the screen, I'm just trying to cover the wind. Once we get down towards this cottage, I'll spin you around and show you the pit wheel again, which is massive. But being so close to Liverpool, I only found this on a map. I was looking for I was looking for something, and I seen Coal Museum also, and I was like, what's that? And loads of the videos I've done have just been like looking at a map and just seeing a little like information sign. I went, that'll do, we'll go there. It's brilliant. I think we've got an old miner there with some people having a look around, but we'll go in this cottage now.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep them out. The pit whistle tea room as well. And there's some people in there, so I'll just walk around. I won't say much. I don't want to get the faces on camera, but before I go in, I'll spin you around. And we can see that's where you've just been, viewers. You went up them stairs, in there, all the way around and out down there. And that is the pit wheel. And behind the pit wheel, we've got this. You can see where I'm about to point. That is the cage. So that's where the miners went in and went 5 Blackpool towers that way. And it went out, what was it, 3 miles out about that way, underground?
3 miles, the workings 3 miles.
Yeah, the workings were 3 miles, and they went down.
Underneath Chat Moss.
Underneath.
So it's a very wet mine.
Chat Moss, which was a wet mine, and now the water table, now they've stopped mining, has rose up to about 20 feet or 20 meters below surface.
Yeah.
Hello, dog. It's fantastic. So we'll just have a little walk around in here now. Is there enough room for me in there if I go in? Yeah. I'll just point the camera up to the top for now until these come out.
Got a look at the tea room if you want.
Yeah. Is that it's a tin bath? I remember that from my house actually. We used to have a bath, literally viewers. I'm only in my 40s, but I do remember getting in a bath in front of the fire in the house because we had no bathrooms.
Do you want to look at the cottage while it's empty?
Yeah, let's get in this. This is a miner's cottage. I think you can, it's a bit dark, but hopefully you can see it. Is that a real cat?
It's a real fire, yes.
No, the cat.
Oh, no. Well, it was.
It was? So what do you mean it was?
Yes.
It's a stuff. Oh, taxidermy. Yeah, that freaked me out again. It's like a horror show today. Now we've got a stuffed cat. So if you're a bit... Hey, that's a real fire, he's right. So that's a stuffed cat and looks a bit like my cat. It's nice that, warm by the fire. And this is a mock-up of an old miner's cottage. And then, oh, there you go. You've not seen me before, have you, viewers? Hello, there I am. All the grey hair. And remember these brasses as well. Another thing, funnily enough, it says mother on there. And it's Mother's Day tomorrow. And I went to my mother's grave yesterday to tend the grave, cut the grass. And that's just reminded me, she used to make me do the brasses.
Yes.
There was always brasses around the fireplace. Sunday, Anthony, do the brasses, come on. And then I'd have to sit there brassoing, which was good training for when I joined the army, because then in the army you do nothing but polish things when you're not doing anything else. And if the grass doesn't grow, you paint it. That's the army for you, or at least it was. I doubt it's the same now. I've got some pipes there. We've got a pipe rack. Very Sherlock Holmesy, because nearly everybody smoked back then. And when I get closer, does that go up? Is that like a sensor? That light? Because when it, or is it
No,
does it just go up and down?
It's a replica gas light.
A replica gas light?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought when I'm getting closer it was getting brighter, but I think it's just, as you say, it's mimicking what it used to do, based on the gas supply. And can I go upstairs? Yeah.
You can indeed. There's a bedroom up there.
Oh, happy day. Might get lucky.
Yeah. Be careful on the stairs.
Tight stairs. There's a shell there, brass, another army relic. We used to have them to use.
Yeah. World War I shell. It's engraved.
Is it?
Yeah. Pick it up by all means.
Let's get in there. Excuse fingers. Where are we? Let's have a look what we got on there. We've got some design of a laurel, of a leaf or something or other. And Eep, oh yeah, from Eep. There's Eep at the top, YPRES. And some other, from souvenir from the Great War, 1914, 1919. So a lot of the time back then they used to inscribe 1919, but officially it's 1914, 1918. But a lot of the lads were left behind and still engaged in combat. So technically it's 1914, 1919. There's a fella there. I'll quickly get up before I just heard someone wants to come in to go upstairs. So if I move the camera, oh, they are steep.
Yeah, be careful.
I can do it. Trying to do this while holding the camera is a little challenge. And here's where all the magic happens. Wow. Tiny but very cozy. And there is always a fire. So there's always a fire burning there. Coal fire, surprise, surprise, in a coal mine. And some dolls' chairs. And the babies with Kip next to the mum and dad. Or if the dad was down the pub with the mum, and there's a couple more babies there. Hopefully they're not stuffed like the cat. And I know I can hear downstairs there's someone wanting to come up with a family, so I'll get out your way now. I'm just going to go down. There we go. And I'm not too brave there, so I'm gonna hold the handrail coming down. This is the steepest staircase I've been on, I think.
Can you put your hands straight out like that? That's the boy. Let's have a look.
Cheers, Colin. It's all free upstairs now. I've finished with the bedroom.
Let's have a look at you.
What am I doing? Is this
Ask no questions, you get told no lies.
Am I cooking? I know, I'm not.
No, you're having your photograph taken. Come on, Jack, get your photograph.
And this must be the kitchen. Look at that. The old closed mangle in the corner. That's a mangle, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, yes.
There's a closed mangle. So for the younger viewers, if there are any who watch my channel, then to dry or squash and wash your clothes, you had like a bin, which you can see there, and then you would wind that, and it'd just pull it through and draw all of the water out of the garments. Sunlight soap from Port Sunlight, I imagine. I think that's Sunlight soap from Port Sunlight over in Wirral, Wallasey area. I can't remember which. I think it is anyway, I'm not sure. And then some other Fuller's Earth cream. Fuller's Earth is what we used in the army for decontamination after a chemical attack. So it's quite funny seeing it used in everyday items. And we'll go over to
Clogs.
and clogs. Is this the miners' clogs for going into the pit? And a rat, and just some random rat, a Roland. Clogs repaired 3/4 D. Can't remember. Is that a 3/4 shilling or something?
Yeah. 3/4 of a penny.
Quick.
That would be a halfpenny and a farthing.
A halfpenny and a farthing.
And it would have.
I think I have mine.
And there's the hobnail clogs or whatever
I think we're both mine.
that they'd used. Oh, it must have been uncomfortable. Some blisters in them.
Honestly, I came in here
ridiculous.
one day. I'd forgotten the shoes that I was wearing for a school presentation. So I put some clogs on instead. Spent the whole day, and it was the most comfortable thing I have ever had on my feet.
Most comfortable?
Wooden soles, yeah.
Comfortable?
Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I was wrong. I thought they'd be like terrible, but you said they're the
Very
most comfortable.
Yeah.
Did not
Super.
expect that. That's madness. So where should we go next?
You want to see the tea room? You can.
Oh, the
just
tea room.
through the door at the bottom there.
Let's have a look in here. Oh, look at that. That is old school. And when you're here, you can get a tea and cake. Oh, it's like lovely and warm in here compared to the rest of the place. And happy Mother's Day there on some tables. Yeah, sorry mate, I'll get out of your way now. I won't get you on camera, don't worry. I'll move it. Sounds like Rose is the chef.
Yes. Rose is in charge of our tea room.
And this fella looks like a Frenchman. Oh. Another visitor. It's alright, I won't get you on camera. Nice one, mate.
Cheers, pal.
It's fire going here, I can smell.
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
And this is the machine shop. I can't go in there, I think that's actually
Yeah,
active.
that's where they tend to restore most of the things. Just on your right here, you've got the lamp room. Where you find Stuart, I think.
I'll just briefly point you into the lamp room views because the video's been going quite a while, but there's a Fred Dibner's garden headgear. Straight. That in the background will go over there.
Yeah.
I'll just briefly point into the lamp room because there's people in there. Oh, thank you, mate. Cheers. And, as you can see in there, he's doing a presentation, so I'm not going to go in there, but that's the lamp room. And that was apparently where they would know how many miners are down in the pit, and they'd have like an individual token, like just like a little coin or whatever in the pocket. So if there's an accident, they have to see what coin or what token gets retrieved, and then they'll know who's left down there. So similar to if you know about firefighting, they have a fireboard, so they know what firefighters are in the house. or wherever the fire is. So they count them in and they count them out, and they know who they are. And that must be a pit horse, a pit pony even, or whatever they were called. And I'll take you over to past some of this old machinery and over to Fred Dibner and the legend that is Fred Dibner, which I'm ashamed to say I don't know enough about him, but I know even in America he's very popular because of some work he done on chimneys and things like that. These are all little mock-ups, it looks like, of what would go on down in the mine itself. So you got more mine trains there that would pull the coal hither and thither and then get it in the cage and out back up to surface to be transported to wherever it was to be burnt and turned into power. So we'll go over to Fred Dibner's headgear and I'll end the video there. And this has been a brilliant day for me, even though it's raining outside now. I'm not bothered. It's been a great little Saturday. I'm just made up that these brilliant volunteers have allowed me to film, because you'll be surprised, viewers, but I've asked quite a few places that you'd think would be really happy to have someone film and give them some publicity, and a few have asked for ridiculous amounts of money and asked for like information about who I am, what my channel's about, my political views, all sorts of absolute nonsense. And I just say, mate, I've just got a little YouTube channel. I walk around with an iPhone and pointed at things. So I don't even know if I can get round. I hope I can, but let's leave that for another video. But this Fred Dibner's headgear, this is literally one of the lads told me before, one of the volunteers, that this was in his garden, and he mined his own garden, and he got down about 20 foot or something before the council stopped him doing it. And then this was what he either built or bought or had made. But this is his garden pit wheel, which is, you know, he was building a mine in his own garden, and the council prevented him from doing so. But he got down, I don't know, 20 feet, 20 meters, whatever it was, before he got pulled up. But that is just hilarious. And then Fred Dibner himself, he donated it to this museum so that it at least had somewhere to live. But look, it just looks, she's built it out of like telegraph poles, and got his wheel made or bought, whatever, acquired the wheel, and it looks like a kid's climbing frame now, but it was, oh, that could be a sign around there explaining it, just in case I got something wrong. But it might just be a piece of wood leaning up. We'll find out now. It is Nature's Dens Bugs and Birds Station, so nothing to do with Mr. Fred, Mr. Dibner, but nice that they're thinking about the nature. And a few more relics. And look at that big, probably the bucket or something that brings the coal up, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know much about this mining. All I know about mining is I like gold mining, watching it on the documentaries and things. I think there's some squirrels been living in there or something. But yeah, brilliant. So that has been a long video. However, I can't make an apology for that because it's so interesting to me. It's been absolutely fantastic. So thanks to all of the staff and the volunteers here at the Lancashire Coal Museum or Mining Museum. I keep getting it wrong. But there will be a link down below, viewers, to this place, the website, the opening times, and so on and so forth. And if you do want to make a donation, it tells you how you can. But I'd say just come down here, pay a visit, and it's a fantastic day out. And if it was sunny, it would be even better. But you can't have everything in life. So thank you all, viewers, very much for watching. Have yourselves a great day. And Scouse Farm, we'll see you all again soon.